Oh my gosh, John. That's a big one.
Yeah, and that's a hammer. It's a heavy blow. It's a 9-pound coming down on a never should have let her go. And that's a killer. Put her head down deep. When a devil red dust cloud rising up's all you see. Yeah, that's a hammer.
Alaska. Over 660,000 square miles of mostly wild frontier. It's a place of raw beauty. A beauty that, when taken in, can bring such joy, contentment, and peace. You just want to sit and marinate in God's amazing creation. A place like this gratifies the soul, nourishes the spirit, and leaves you feeling light and incredibly small. It might be the lack of humanity or simply the elevation, but here you feel close to God. Our time in Alaska was entirely expeditious. A handful of days wasn't nearly enough. It was, however, enough time to make some everlasting memories.
So we're just looking at the weather this morning and routing out a few places to go. We got an east wind, so we need to get out of the wind to do a little bit of fishing. Maybe go check out the glaciers. Okay.
Our first day out was on the Arctic Fox with captain and owner Chris Hanna. Chris has decades of experience navigating up and down the western shore, and on his boat, it was all about comfort. Today's primary objective was to simply take it all in. Cruising at a smooth 8 to 10 knots, it was an absolutely beautiful day of sightseeing and relaxation. But as you can imagine, we were itching to wet some lines and catch some dinner.
Says I don't need a reel. Just get
Nice! Hey, that's the biggest one! I just like it.
That one's the top. Keep coming down the top, John. Oh, that's a big one, yeah.
I started guiding in 1989 and in Cordova.
So what's your favorite part about doing all of this?
Outside of just being here and experiencing all of this, and that's pretty awesome itself. But to have a job where you can be a fly on a wall in somebody's lifelong memory and be a part of this and sharing that with other people, something that I love so much, and seeing other people enjoy it too is pretty rewarding.
Yes,
pretty
it's
cool.
a pretty great experience. Once in a lifetime experience for sure.
Some people come back year after year.
And just when you think this day could not get any better, we wrap it up with some fresh rockfish tacos and glacier ice margaritas. The Arctic Fox was just the restorative therapy our busy souls needed. The slowdown was unbelievable and crucial. We often forget that the great outdoors not only provides a physical nourishment in harvesting food, but a mental nourishment as well. You desperately need days like this, days of reflection, quiet, and fresh air. And in the words of the great 20th century poet Ice Cube, today was a good day. The Arctic Fox was a cozy home on the water with all the luxuries one would ever need while exploring the Alaskan coastline. And tomorrow would bring more beauty, more community, and a lot more fish. It was up and at 'em early to hop on the boat with Bryson and Outer Coast Adventures. We were going after big Alaskan halibut, arguably some of the best tasting fish out of the Atlantic, and we were excited to fight these giants onto the deck. It was a 2-hour trip out past Montague Island, where Bryson would quickly get us on some fish.
These back 2 rods are going to have big baits on them, so don't start cranking until there's a big bend. When you start reeling, give it 2 firm cranks, make sure that hook sets in, then casually bring them up. Keep a bend in the rod. If he wants to take line, make runs, let him go. Besides that, we'll get them down, we'll coach you up as they're coming in.
We've all heard the proverb, give a man a fish and you feed him for a day. Teach a man to fish and you'll feed him for a lifetime. Well, with over 185 pounds of fresh fish, it's safe to say that we'll be feeding ourselves and our families for quite a while. Alaska, you were far more magnificent than anticipated. A trip filled with rest, excitement, breathtaking views, and memories. God, your greatness never ceases to amaze. Your creation is beautifully complex and simply impressive. Thank you for the opportunity to steward over this great land and the creatures that call it home. Thank you for the moments of peace, the glimpses of you, and the grace to experience it all.